a rectangle and give a name as 1 and 2, because we have the 1 and 2, the base of the triangle, and we know that the point 3 will be the bisect of A and B. So mark the point 3 here and produce the triangle front view. Hence it will be easier. And to produce the top view, let us say isometric top view, draw the axis D and L, and first to draw a rectangle similar to 1 to AB. So 1 to AB rectangle in top view, just same as in the simple rectangle view. And then we know that the triangle, the point 3 will be bisect of A and B. So to simply join 1, 2 and 3 will give us the top view of triangle. Let us move further. The pentagon. So these all polygons will be the same way. Let us draw a rectangle, let us say 1, 2, 3 and 4, and give it the name of pentagon A, B, C, D, E. We need to find the length from A to 2 will be similar to D to 3, and what is the length between 1 to A. So we can find this length by simply drawing a rectangle around the pentagon. So the pentagon is inscribed of this rectangle, and now we are going to produce the front view of isometric pentagon. So by drawing first H and L, we need to produce first rectangle. So 1, 2, 3, 4 will be rectangle. Now we know the length between A to 2 and D to 3. So from 2 to same distance as A, we need to take one arc, and from 3 we need to produce one arc to mark as here as D, and hence we can produce the pentagon from these 2 points by simply joining E to A and E to D. So our front isometric view will be completed in this manner, and hence it gives us a front isometric view, isometric front view. So to draw the top view, let us draw first D and L, and then rectangle in, let us give a name 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we know that the B and C will be produced on 2 and 3. So we know the distance 2 to B. So 2 to B we can mark here, and similarly 3 to C. So 3 to C, and similarly 3 to D, then to 3 to D to mark to get the point D, and 2 to A. So 2 to A to get the point A, and hence we can produce the pentagon in top view. So these are the simple shapes, or say 2D figures of a isometric. So these shapes we frequently get to see on the isometric or say 3D figure, and we need to learn that how to draw the isometric front view or top view of that figures in order to draw the isometric of a complex object. So next one is a typical. We often get a hole to draw. So to draw isometric view of a circle, if it is a top view or front view, so first enclose it in a square. It is isometric, so it will be a rhombus with a D and L axis for the top view, or uses H and L axis for the isometric front view. So we know that it will be, the square will be rhombus if it is drawn by the isometric. So for construction, use rhombus method as shown here. So the circle, it is a typical problem and we get very frequently. So very important to learn that how to draw isometric of a circle, and let us see that how to draw isometric of a circle. So first we are drawing a baseline and then we produce the rhombus by drawing a rhombus, and then we need to join the diagonal points, the points opposite to each other, and first mark the bisect of that point and bisect of the other line. Then find the bisects of other two lines. Hence we got the middle point of these all lines. So we are going to produce a circle in between these points. Let us see how to produce this circle. Let us first give a name A, B, C and D. To start from this point, the base point, and opposite point, draw from the base point a line joining to the A. So we are drawing from base point to A, and then from a base point to B. So we got two lines joining from the base point to A and B, and then from the opposite of that point, other side of that point, simply join D and then C. So we got the 2 points and line joining to the all the middle points. So from bottom we got A and B, and from other side point we got D and C. Now we have the intersection point of these two lines. Let us say our base point 1 and the opposite side point number 2, and this point 3 and this point 4. So we have total here 1, 2, 3 and 4 points intersecting the line joining the midpoints. Now from point 1, draw an arc from A, radius equal to A1 to up to B. So this is our first step. It will be 1/4 of that circle. So draw once again from point 1, radius equal to A1, and then draw an arc from point A to point B. Then from point 4, repeat this step from point 2, and the distance will be same, A1. So this will be the same radius, and from point 2 we are drawing another arc. So our half circle is complete. Now we need to join B to C and A to D. We have got the point 4 and 3. So keeping the point of compass on the 4, draw a small radius from C to B, and then from point 3 A to D. So this will be the isometric top view of a circle. This way we can finish the circle isometric top view of a circle. Next, what will be the isometric front view of that circle? So draw a rhombus, as we have the square out of the circle, the same points, the same steps, that we need to find the midpoints of the all lines. So to find out the midpoints, we know the measure of the square, so simply divided by 2, we can identify the midpoints, give the name as A, B, C and D. Here we have the, instead of here the base point, the number 1 will be here. So we can remember that the two nearest side and the 2 points which are the away from that, the longer distance and the shorter distance. So the same steps that from 1 to A, so join 1 to A, and from that same point join and repeat the steps from the other point. Simply join D and C to get the intersect point. Let us give them the name 1, 2, 3, 4, same as here. So the direction has changed, so our point 1 and 2 are still the nearest point. If we compare to that top view, it will be the less distance to each other, and one will be the longer diagonal, so that points will be 3 and 4, the intersect point. So they repeat the same step. From 1, draw the arc from 1, radius equal to the distance of 1 to A, and to draw an arc from A to B. So this will be the arc first step. Second step will be to repeat the same arc. Instead of 1, let us take another step from point 2 and draw an arc from C to D. So here our half circle is complete, and then simply join B to C and A to D. From the point 4, the smallest radius, the distance equal to 4B, and here the same distance will be 3 to A to complete the circle. So here our front view isometric of a circle is complete. So these two shapes we need frequently to draw an isometric drawing to produce a complex shape. So again, if I repeat, first inscribe circle with a square and measure the length of the square and draw a rhombus required to draw the isometric views. For top view, a rhombus, and then an oblong to produce the front view. And hence the first step is to identify the midpoints, give the name as A, B, C and D. Simply join the smallest distance points, smaller diagonal points, give them name 1 and 2, and join the midpoints from 1 to A, 1 to B, similarly 2 to D and 2 to C to get the point number 3 and point number 4. The same steps will be repeated here. So from 1, let us start from point 1, draw a biggest radius first. From 1, distance is equal to 1 to A, and then repeat the steps from 2, distance will be the same, from 2 C to D, and then the remaining 2 arcs will be smaller arcs, and it will be the radius equal to 3 to A, and complete the arc from keeping the point on 3 at 3 to A, and same arc from point 4 B to C, and this will be the same in this view. So suppose it is given in an orthographic view, shape will be like this. We have 100 mm line, and then we have 25 mm radius like this, and the height will be 50 mm. Draw the isometric view of the figure. Show with the dimension on the right side, considering first as front view and then top view. So if we see the top view, we need axis D and L. So here we have divided it into the two parts. So this radius will be the smaller, so let us say it's 25 mm radius to draw here. So the same steps will be repeated. So we have to convert this shape into the square in order to produce this arc. Hence we have drawn this line so that it becomes a rhombus, and then we know the shapes, we know the remaining steps, the nearest distance, the smaller diagonal. Let us consider at point 1 and then 2. So to join this line into the midpoint of this line, and up from point 1 to join the midpoint of the opposite line, and the first step will be, and the intersection point will be our center of this arc. To complete this arc and repeat the opposite steps from this point to join this point will be the bigger arc. So hence we can produce the large arc, same as we learned from the circle, and simply joining the remaining line. Hence the top view will look like this. And if you want to draw a front view of this object, we need two axes, that will be H and L, H for height, L for length. So we produce the rhombus, and then we divided the one to get the center point, and